Our current middle school is 35 years old, and the infrastructure pieces of that are sort of worn out. Things like furnaces and windows and doors and electrical systems, fire alarms. Well, we're proposing to construct a new middle school for grades 5 through 8 and to also use a portion of the referendum then to remodel the current middle school and update the infrastructure in that building to provide a location for our 4K services.
There are ways in which we could do things more effectively if we had a little more space.
Well, currently with our facility, we're trying to squeeze really too many students in the space. We've had some professionals come in and look at that space, and they said it's really designed for about 40 to 45 students. We're pretty close to twice as many students as what's really appropriate for that space.
We have 3 physical education classes at a time that come into the gym, and it creates huge space problems. We've had to have soccer on one half of the gym and like floor hockey on the other side of the gym, which creates safety problems for lots of different reasons.
The space is becoming an issue. All the classrooms are being used. It's very congested.
We have limited areas for pulling kids into small groups. You need more space for that. You need to be able to communicate and talk. There's a lot more distractions when you're doing those, but we know that's good learning. That's good for learners.
You're scrambling to find a space, and we all know that the hallways are busy. Kids are coming and going. Classrooms are coming and going from specials or recess or lunch. And so all of those things can be a distraction for the students who really need that distraction-free environment to learn.
We waste a lot of our heat just by radiant heat going out the chimneys. 20 to probably 30% savings on our fuel bill by switching over to a high efficient boiler. This is the existing elevator. By today's standards, the opening isn't big enough for the newer style motorized wheelchairs that we have on some of our students here. Well, this is our fire panel. We have an annual inspection done on it every year as required by fire code. And we've been advised for the past 2 years that we're getting extremely close to being non-compliant.
We have a number of outdoor facilities that need substantial upgrades, not just annual maintenance, but substantial upgrades that just exceed the amount of money we can place in our budget to correct. The new middle school site has room for outdoor facilities over there, and we're planning on creating a softball complex. The running track is another one of those things. This was done in the early or mid-1980s. And then we turned our attention to the tennis courts, same thing, built in the early 70s. Project at our running track football stadium includes a new track, a new surface, drainage, and some updates to our seating.
So we don't have adequate plug-ins for all the buses that we have here. So part of our referendum would be to upgrade our electrical facility to meet the current requirements of the buses we have here. We are also looking at a canopy, and then underneath the canopy that would protect us from the ice and the rain. We spend about $100,000, $80,000 to $100,000 for a bus today, and it doesn't seem logical to spend that kind of money on a bus and then not have adequate facility to park them at.
Well, what's happened in the last year and a half is the elementary school has been paid for, and we've been prepaying debt on our high school. We're at historically low bond rates for municipalities, and construction costs have actually leveled in the last year because of the price of gasoline. It couldn't be any better time to do all these projects. So if we think about the global picture here, we have overcrowding in our elementary school that we're going to address by taking the 5th graders out and putting them in a new middle school, and taking the 4K out and putting them in a new primary center. We have a current middle school that's 35 years old that needs everything from a furnace to a roof to a door to a window, and we're going to remodel that into a 4K center and make a Boys and Girls Club out of that. Address that number of outdoor facilities, and so a yes vote is going to be able to correct all of those things and sort of move us forward and put us in good position to look forward for the next 20 years in terms of our campus.